Please welcome the Executive Director of HandsOn Twin Cities, Tracy Nielsen.
Hi, everybody. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us here in the Twin Cities for the Points of Light Conference. Yes. We can't tell you what it means to us that you have traveled here and taken time from your busy schedules to be a part of this important networking and learning opportunity. If you'll just indulge me for a moment, I just wanted to share how much this personally means to me. In 2004, I joined AmeriCorps Vista. Go AmeriCorps Vista. Yes. And in 2005, I attended my first Points of Light conference. And I remember sitting in a ballroom filled with people, being what people kept referring to as green and a little too optimistic. And so many times I just had tears well up in my eyes because I had never seen so many people in the same room that cared so much about making a difference. And now here, it's 14 years later, and I'm standing on this stage, caring just as much, and honestly, feeling that same sense of being overwhelmed and tears welling up in my eyes in front of you today. Thank you so much. A lot has changed, but the heart of what we're doing has stayed the same. And while I may no longer be quite as green, I'll forever continue to remain optimistic because together I know that we can do great things. Yeah. I hope, yes, we're doing it every day. Just keep clapping, yes. I hope that so far you are having a great time here in the Twin Cities, and I hope that you've also recognized that there is something special about this place. A warmth, a feeling of hospitality, and a certain something that makes this a great place to be. That feeling has helped make the Twin Cities the #1 metro ranked for volunteerism. Yes. Again with the clapping, yes, keep it coming. And it's also what inspired the creation of the Volunteer Service Bureau and the Voluntary Action Center way back in 1919, the organization that is today HandsOn Twin Cities. And today we celebrate our legacy as the oldest surviving volunteer center in the country. Yes. In this momentous year, we had a lot of discussion about the right way to celebrate turning a century old. And what we decided to do was make this a year about storytelling. We realized that turning 100 years old was a milestone for our organization, but we also realized that this year isn't really about us. We have and do serve as a vehicle and a connector and a bridge between people and incredible organizations. So this year we wanted to share the stories and make them be heard. We launched a microsite that you saw up there called 100yearsofvolunteers.com, and this has become a place for people to tell us their stories. These are stories about being mentors. These are stories about championing the arts, about rescuing animals. We all love animals. About meeting people in the hospital when they've experienced domestic violence, and about holding people's hands when they're in hospice and they don't have anyone to be there with them. These stories, these people, and these organizations, they are the real heroes, and they deserve to know that their acts are meaningful and that their voices are heard. One thing I've learned in the last 14 years, since my first Points of Light conference, is that we cannot do this work alone. It takes incredible partners, and many of ours are in this room. Can I get a whoop whoop for the Twin Cities people? Yes! I love it. I love it. We have some of the most incredible nonprofits and companies in the world here in our community, and we're all doing important work together. And we have a lot of work to do, as we all know. Our organization's past lays heavy as a responsibility on me and everyone here, but we've been given a gift of longevity, and with that, the privilege to carry this organization into the future and meet the new and evolving needs of our time. These needs can sometimes feel like too much to bear. Injustice, inequality, sadness, numbness that are all sweeping the world. But I'm not giving up that spark of hope that's burning in me, and I hope none of you are either. The world needs us, and we need each other. So, while you're here in St. Paul, I just want you to nourish each other, learn from each other, and take those things back out into the world. Hopefully one day somebody will look back on all of us and recognize that together we were brave enough to create a brighter world for all those among us. I look forward to meeting many of you at the conference this week, and I thank you so much for all that you do every single day. Enjoy the conference.